Beautiful Light. That is the name of the game we're going to be talking about today, a brand new upcoming first-person extraction shooter which claims to be an intense PVPVP experience set within what looks to be a gritty post-apocalyptic world where you'll be faced against other survivors known as the Reaction Force and monstrous anomalies hunting you down. Developed by an independent studio, Deep Worlds, Beautiful Light puts strong emphasis on immersion, horror, and tactical gameplay. The game is designed to push players to their limits and test their abilities in a thrilling experience with a steep learning curve. Now, if that sounds like something you may be interested in, I suggest you stick around because in this video I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the current state of the game, future development plans, early playtests, and how you can show your support to the developers while staying up to date with all the most recent leaks and news surrounding Beautiful Light. So, diving straight in, I want to talk more about what the game actually is to give you a better idea of what you could expect in terms of actual gameplay and objectives. So, firstly, let's jump back to the tag PVPVP. And what does this mean? Well, similarly to other games in the extraction shooter genre, such as the Cycle and Hunt Showdown, etc., the game will include NPCs roaming the map which appear in the form of these zombie-style looking monsters, which could have previously been like survivors that got infected by this unknown virus or outbreak. But as of right now, that is a complete guess. The developers have not actually leaked much information about the lore, so that's just my take based on what I've seen so far. Now, you're probably thinking that's just PvPvE, and you'd be right. However, the extra P comes when they introduce the anomalies, as they call them, into the equation. Now, anomalies are player-controlled monsters whose objective is to simply kill other players who are on the Reaction Force side while they are trying to secure a mysterious artifact that contains different properties that can be exploited and then extract. So, in conclusion, to put it simply, Reaction Force are trying to secure and extract with an artifact, while anomalies try to kill them. And in my opinion, I think this will be such a cool, unique twist to the genre, as it's something that we haven't really seen before with this style of game. And if done correctly, it could make for some super intense situations that require fast-paced, difficult decision making and problem solving that could decide between your fate or survival. So to put this in perspective, let's just imagine you're the last player alive in your squad with the artifact in possession ready to extract. You're surrounded by other players and anomalies trying to rip you to pieces. You can't just storm through guns blazing. You're going to need to tactically avoid and resist engaging in gunfights so that you aren't bringing attention to yourself. Situations like this are extremely tense, often leaving you with clenched cheeks and a fast heart, which may sound like a bad thing, but realistically, when was the last time you actually had that type of fun when playing a video game? Let me know in the comments. Now, let's quickly cover off some of the minor details before talking about vendors, progression, and all that good stuff. So, firstly, we know that in one raid, there will be up to 6 squads of 3 operators, and I believe 6 player-controlled anomalies. That might be wrong, but we'll go with that. Dying will mean that any gear you brought in with you is lost, and as for looting, you can only loot dead players, artifacts, and any item quest related. Now, I know that might be disappointing to some people, as let's be honest, we all love looting and going around picking stuff up. However, this is done for a really good reason, and don't worry, your gear does still hold huge value, meaning death is not something that can be taken lightly. The devs want to focus their attention on PvP, taking more of a hunt showdown approach where you are almost always in some sort of action, and this ensures that each raid is unique and feels alive throughout. So moving on now, let's discuss UI systems, vendors, progression, and some sneak peeks at what the weapon customization menus could look like, as well as lobby screen, which includes your player inventory, your stash, etc. However, I do just want to reiterate that these are only concepts, so do expect them to change. However, it will give us an idea of the style and approach the dev team are looking at. Alright, so as you can see here, we have what looks to be an early concept of the main inventory layout, showcasing your primary, your secondary and a sidearm. We also have the tactical and offensive equipment, so that'll be your flashbangs, smoke screens and regular grenades, etc. But the main thing that caught my eye here was the backpack. So as you can tell, they're sticking to the traditional extraction shooter system that determines available space based on the size of an object rather than how many slots you have in your inventory, like in Minecraft. Now, I love this personally because it helps to add like the extra layer of realism and keep you feeling immersed even when you're not in combat. So if you're sorting out your backpack layout, for example. Furthermore, we can see that they intend to include night vision goggles, armor and head protection, as well as a radio, which I can only assume is for proximity chat, and if so, that's the cherry on top. And what we're looking at now is the progression system, which is for both operator and the anomaly in the form of skill trees. Now, I think this is a really good idea. Now, we don't actually know what these skills attributes or whatever it is you're working towards may be. However, regardless, I think it's a really good idea to push players into both categories so that it's not one-sided and you've just got a shit ton of people wanting to play the operator but no one wanting to delve into the anomaly. So yeah, I think having something to work towards other than just getting higher value loot and that sort of thing, it will really push a more equal it'll push a more equal balance between the two factions, or whatever you want to call them. And lastly, whilst we're on this topic, I'd like to mention the vendor system we're currently looking at, as I believe this will also be a great addition to making the game feel more full, especially while in its early stages, as it gives players something else to be working towards. We've seen this before in Escape from Tarkov, the Cycle Frontier, and it works really well with the genre, so I'm confident this game can pull it off as well. What you're about to see now is a development roadmap plan for the game in its current stage, all the way up to 2024 when they plan to release it. They have not given specific dates, however I believe this is for the best due to all the previous disappointments we have had in the gaming industry as of recent, due to failed deadlines and countless delays. If you'd like to read through the roadmap, just pause the video, as I will now be talking about playtests, leaks/news, and how to support the devs. Okay, so this is the Steam page for Beautiful Light, showcasing its stunning visuals and what the game is all about. You can also get a clearer look at the roadmap from here by clicking read more in the description. The Steam page also provides a link to the community Discord where you can apply for the playtester role and get all the news/leaks throughout Beautiful Light's development. Now, since I've been in the Discord, all the devs I've spoke with have been super friendly and transparent about any question you have to do with the game and its progress. They also host regular live streams on Twitch showing the development process, so if you wish to support the game, check that out and make sure to wishlist it on Steam. That'll help them a lot. And that is everything. If you made it this far, I would like to just say thank you, as this is my first ever video on the channel, so it's much appreciated. And if you want to see more content like this, just let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.